Hello and welcome back to the Metropol Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It is currently Pi Day, March 14th, and we're playing some strange Anarch decks this evening in the casual lobbies of Jinteki.net. We're going to keep this hand. This is actually really good, and I'll explain in 1 second what we're trying to do here. Good luck to you, sir. Thanks, you too. So this is a deck I found on Netrunner DB. It's called Hammer Party, and it runs Oracle May, who is a card that lets you predict the top card of your deck. And prediction is pretty easy in a deck that runs 39 resources. So we're gonna set up with like an absurd amount of resources, and we're off already. Biotech is always scary, and they're icing that up, which makes that really, really hard to deal with. I think we are. No, we're not running. Yeah, we're running a single Guru Devinder, which is probably the best we have. But Jinteki is running a lot of security or initiative agendas, so I think setting up is probably just fine. So let's set up. I don't think we can contest this. There's way too many things that kill us. We're playing against Biotech, so they can choose one of their 3 identities, and one of them says to do 2 net damage, so kind of an issue. We draw on Scrubber, Underworld Contact, and Film Critic. Film Critic's the best card, considering they're probably playing terrible Jinteki agendas, terrible ones I mean in terms of accessing. And I think we want to get this up. Oh, actually we have another Film Critic, so we probably don't need that. I think we can just set up our money because we now have Link. This card isn't implemented yet. So maybe Underworld Contact's the best here, just to get our drip economy. And let's just get... I don't want to spoil the Bagat. The Bagat is actually really good too, but I think we can just set up like this. Let's see what they're scoring out. There's a chance it's a trap, but there's no way that we'd run. Oh, that's a subliminal hand. Sorry, I thought they got another motion back. Advance, advance. That's a food. Alright. Trace time. It's not implemented. So we have to fire this trace. So that's really good for us, because we're going to get a bad pub, because they scored an initiative agenda. So this is trace 1. I think we can fire it. So they boost first. And then basically how much they want to pay for us to get bad pub. I don't know how much that's worth to us. It's probably good. It's probably okay. I've never actually played this card yet. I initiate. Yeah. Sorry. I thought that did that. It's all you. Apparently, yeah, runners can't initiate traces. That's not absurd. So we can just do it in chat. I guess there's no way to formalize this. So... you'll make it trace 4? That's fine. 3? 3? Sweet. So trace 3, we can beat that. I have Link. Are you okay with that? Because they have to pay 1 more if they want us to dodge to not get the bed pub. Because we can technically beat trace 3. Rats. You can do 1 more. Sweet. Okay, so they just spent a lot of money for us not to have bed pub. Dope. You win this one. Alright, so beginning of turn, we can always use a Street Peddler. And I think that's good because it gets our Underworld Contract up, which we can obviously, well not obviously, we can host this on here to get another card, and then we'll get 2 credits at the beginning of our turn, which is kind of nice. And I think we can just set up with the Bagat and run. We want to run and trash things like Subliminal Messaging, Celebrity Gift, Mushin no Shin. They can't really afford much to surprise us at 2 credits, so things like Snare won't fire. So I think Bagat's going to be pretty good. We'd also maybe want to put Film Critic down first. Yeah, that's probably good too, because also if you access Fetal AI, you can't afford to steal it. And that's going to be an issue. So we actually have a really good setup here. Let's run. Successful run. That's a snare. Just as we said, they can't afford to do it, and Bagat fires and trashes a card from the top of their archive, from the top of their R&D, which is really good. And now on 2 credits, there's not that much they can do. There's not much ice they can res. That's really scary. Things like Kaguga might be a problem. We also have to respect. I'm totally gonna forget it, but we have to 100% have to respect their possible flip identities. And if they're motioning this aggressively, they might actually be a fast advance deck and might play Biotic and something like that. So maybe getting our accesses are good. 2 credits, not a lot of ice we're scared of. Actually, there is some, right? Like Aikido. Let's figure out what this is. They can also run Pup. We can pay for that. Vanilla. That's good. That's fine. Let's try R&D now. Again, you want to access Jinteki stuff when they don't have a lot of money? Okay, there's not Aikido, Aiki. Fire. So we basically have to pay 1 credit to not draw 2 cards, and I think we don't actually want to draw 2 cards. No, let's draw 2 cards. Oh, we got a Guru Devinder. Let's hope we don't lose that, because that's going to be massive. It's probably too expensive to play now. We lost Street Peddler. We lost Daily Casts. Okay. We get Access off the top. That's a Ronin, which we can't afford to trash. Why are we doing this? Can't afford to trash that, but it's good to know that, I guess. Guru Defender deals with Ronin pretty well. And it's interesting about this ID is like you don't know whether to build around it. That's also really good because it makes Mushin a lot more awkward. It makes unadvanceable agendas also a lot more awkward. But the thing with this this ability, this ID, is you don't know whether to build like a deck that's very versatile, and in your matchup you can like choose which way to go, which direction to go to, or you can just or you can like build a very specific one, and every time you play, you'll always go to the same answer. And yeah, I don't know what's better. We kind of want to get our paperclip down and get some accesses. Again, at 3 credits, there's not much they can do. I think we can afford to play the source. I don't know whether we want to surprise them with it. I think surprising them with it is generally better. You can't afford to keep Guru Devinder around that long. Also, we had a DDoS. We could have considered DDoS into running HQ, but that's probably bad. Let's just set up. They're not rushing us out. Salsa Slums is really good with things like Snare, traps like that. We've gone through 3 of these already. That's a bit unfortunate, but that happens. So I think we can just probably set up a bit. They might be running, what's it called? Arc Lockdown. Like, there's a chance if they're trying to do damage to us. Generally, any Jinteki deck can you generally capitalize on Arc Lockdown, but I'm still going to throw out this paperclip just so we can start putting pressure on HQ. And there's the Celebrity Gift, so we're going to know what we're running into, which is actually really good. Subliminal Messages, Patch, Ronin, Archive Memories, Hedge Fund. So running HQ now is really good. They did hide 1 card from us, but there are very few things that will be unfortunate for us to hit at this junction. Like, no matter what, we're probably trashing a card. Patch, Ronin, all that's good. I think we want to click for a credit just so if we trash, we can afford to trash Ronin. They could afford Snare, so there's a chance that they have a Snare. So let's not run last click. And we obviously don't want to Snare just because we're relying on resources and Snare gives you a tag. So let's see what we have here. It's the Ronin, Begot Fires, which is good. We might want to check out what we've begotted at this point, but they now have to protect HQ, and we haven't seen them draw ice just yet. Let's just click for a credit. I've been playing a lot of like weird Android decks that run exclusively these from the Heatbreaker, and let me tell you, they are damn expensive. No breaking for vanilla for 1 sounds pretty good, but I'm starting to feel like you can't build a deck entirely with those. Card in server, no idea what that is, but also I don't want to face check without our MK Ultra on the table and enough money, just because sentries are a problem. That's a patch, which is cool. Arcade Memories for Snare. That's probably fine too. So 1 and 2 is a Snare. What's the other card? Do we know? Subliminal Messaging, Patch, Ronin, Archive Memories. No, we don't know what it is. So they're probably protecting something here. What's server 1? Don't know either, but we could probably put down a source, and now if it is an unadvanceable trap, they have to start advancing it. Now this breaks for what? 2 credits? It's not that much worse. Really? 2 credits? I'd rather patch it Aki. That seems like much harder. But this is strength 2, so it's only 1 credit. There's no reason to patch this. Yeah, I think they goofed that. Don't want to lose this to Snare. There we go, that's our Oracle May. So this is how our deck works. You have Oracle May down, you say resource, you draw the card and gain 2 credits because it's generally a resource. And Turning Wheel is also pretty good. And we obviously can't run last click. Let's throw this out so that we can have access to it, the MK Ultra, so we can deal with sentries. And now, if this is a 3-2 agenda, 3-1 agenda, things like House of Knives, they have to over-advance it. It also like totally messes with their flip ability if it is put 4 advancement counters on a card, because that gets hard. Now you can't fast advance a 4-2 or a 4-3 in case of Jinteki when they have that what's it called, the protein source thing. Don't know how good Turning Wheel is just because they are running Snare. Like multi-accessing in Jinteki is generally really scary. And we know now this is probably not an advanceable trap, which is awesome. Like, that's really good that we know this is not an advanceable trap. Because unadvanceable traps, there's a lot of really strong ones. Snare, Psychic Field. And now that they're advancing it, the worst this could be is a June Bug? Which is probably the reason why we play this. I don't even think we need to. If this is a card that does a lot of net damage, Guru is good. If it's a card that does little net damage, Guru not good. If it does like single to net damages. So I think we just DDoS and run it. Which means we can always do this first. Resource. And it's an MK Ultra, so that generally doesn't fail. If they hit all these cards, if this is a June bug, it's generally not that bad. So let's pop this. Run server 1. DDoS is kind of a shitty card. I know a lot of people don't like it. I agree with them. It's not really fun. It's food initiative, okay, so we're not going to steal that just so that we keep our source around. We're going to host it, which is good. And even then, they'd have to keep advancing this card. And again, 1 snare in HQ. This is a code gate, so I think we break this for 3 credits once we have the thing up, which is pretty expensive. I think Guru Devinder is like a pretty good card, so I don't know whether we can afford to face tank a snare just yet. Let's see. We're making 2 credits a turn for nothing. That's awesome. 4 credits and a click, also to draw a card on top of that. They might be in a pretty rough spot here. I'm interested to see what their ID does, because you can do some pretty interesting stuff. Another piece of ice there, we'd have to respect things at 13 credits. Like, we have to respect DNA tracker. Let's pull a resource. That's failed twice in a row. That's super unlikely, considering... That's, like, incredibly unlikely, considering we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of our 6 breakers hanging out. It's definitely has 6 breakers, so, like, pulling resources is generally pretty good. DNA tracker is still, like, incredibly expensive. That's good. And we probably at some point need to take this off the film critic sooner than later. Let's see. So Subliminal is coming back, and another celebrity gift is actually good for us because they'll show us their entire hand if they choose to, and then we can make educated decisions. That's generally like the best part of Netrunner. I'm not a big fan of celebrity gift unless you can do something cool with it. Snare, Tsurugi, Aiki, subliminal messaging. So they did hide something, so they're probably hiding an agenda. And we're also pretty sure that this could either be the card that they didn't say, or this is another Aiki, which is then 3 credits a pop still, which is a lot. Let's get a resource this time. Fall Guy, really good. Another Slums doesn't matter. Obviously it doesn't matter, so I think we can just pull this off. And we're kind of gonna just eventually, hopefully, have more money than them. That's why Source is so good against Jinteki. It's like, there, Trace again? Oh, no. Nope. It's only when you score. Let alone, this is technically not considered stealing when you move it off of Film Critic. That's the thing, is like, when you play against Personal Evolution or anyone who's playing like a real shell game kind of deck, one of those decks that wants to put a lot of cards down, and some of them could be House of Knives, Source totally goofs with it, because now you have to start advancing cards. Which of course is not a problem when you're running oh, double ice. Okay, respect DDoS. We have no idea what this ice is. Again, I'm not that worried about this, because they have to over advance it. Like, if it's a 3-2, worst case scenario, they have to keep advancing it, so that's probably fine. I think we just draw up. Just keep building. We need to get our money into a good spot. If we find our last Underworld context, that's pretty good. Street Builder's good, and I know this does mill a lot of your deck, but I'm actually pretty confident once we have enough money, we can just kind of like camp on Guru Devinder. Fall Guy is good, Daily Cast is good, Oracle Maze useless. I think the Daily Cast is the best, just because Fall Guy is particularly good against like best defense. Just because if you lose off-campus apartment, you lose the game. But I don't think they're running, let alone we already have 1 Fall Guy. Archivist is also unique. Don't really think we need it. Or actually we can't install it unless we wipe the other one. So I don't entirely know what to do. We can probably start running R&D. Again, Aiki... Or Black Orchestra, sorry, breaks Aiki for 3 credits, and then we probably draw cards. So that's 3-6, that's a lot of money. Going HQ is probably good too. If there's snare fires here, it's really not that bad, besides the Guru Devinder. We can pay 4 credits to dodge the snare with Guru Devinder, that seems pretty good. We can also use the Fall Guy to protect Guru Devinder instead of paying 4 credits. So that actually might be even better. I don't think the Scrubber is probably that great. And now we can't really run Last Click unless we have our new Angel City Hall, just because of Snare. But like, that's the point of this deck, is the inevitability of it's going to be an issue. And yeah, whatever, we'll play that. Oh, we got to zoom out, because we're playing Runner Resource Spam, which is an archetype everyone hates. I'm kidding. It's cool. Oh, Jeeves. Okay, we have a political operative, so eventually we can deal with this. And Jeeves is really good with their flip abilities, because they can flip this identity. No, they'd have to like... Actually, I don't know how good that is. They can flip this identity and then play Neural EMP. That's the best they have, just because you can't really like install a card, flip it. But I think they're running... If they're running this, they're also probably running HP cards, so they're probably running Biotic Labor, so we probably have to make some accesses on Centrals. Let's go find out what this card here is. Let's go find that snare. Let's go find that snare. Drat. Draw, play. Oh, you have an extra card. You have an extra click. You drew 3 times. Subliminal messaging also might mean they're doing fast advance with Jeeves stuff, just so they can play like Biotic, Subliminal? Not in a row. Oh, it's in a row? No, it's not time. First time he's been... No, it's not in a row. It's just not automated. You have to click Jeeves. Yeah, I don't think they have to be in a row, right? They just say if you do 3 of the same action on a turn. Yeah, this doesn't say anything about doing sequentially. I think that should be fine. Subliminal? Yeah. But you drew 3 times before the last draw. Yeah, that shouldn't matter. Jeeves doesn't say anything about in a row. Yeah, I think you can still fire this. Shouldn't be an issue. And ice on a new server. Okay, that just makes HQ more diluted. That's kind of good for us. We can always pull out the fall guy. Nah, let's keep it. Let's just run HQ. I think patching this was weird. Patching a DNA tracker, mind you, that's like gross. Cortex lock. We're never going to full up our MU just because we only have 3 programs. I guess we can install extra ones. This doesn't break it, right? You're right. No, we have to pay 6 for this. Or we pay 4 with Guru. 3 strength. No, we have to pay another 6. Ah, that's annoying. Whatever. This one we break for 1 because we only have to boost it to 2 strength. I don't think patching that was good. They're also running this. Like, this is 2 influence. Let's hit that snare. I actually kind of want to face plant into that snare. There, we hit the snare. And they have to pay 4. Whoa. That was... Did you see that? So we'll pay 4. We still take a tag. Trash snare, but God fires as well. We now have to remove the tag. We don't have a lot of money. Let's fire the Street Peddler just so that there's a chance we can draw a political operative. Because that would actually be really good. Fall guy. Oh, please. Yeah, I should have salsetted that. Yeah, fuck. We'll toast this on here. Just to get another card draw out of this. No political operative just yet. We can draw with this to gain 2 credits. Oh, there we go. Found it. So that's really good because now we can trash Jeeves whenever we want as long as we have the requisite money. And that's also good too. So let's remove the tag, obviously, for the last click. Don't need an extra one of these. Don't need an extra one of these. And that should do that. So we can't actually afford to trash this if they fast advance this turn. Like, because we need 5 credits to remove this. But, oh, actually, in theory, we could if we pop both our Fall Guys. But I think keeping Fall Guy for Guru Divinder is probably the best thing we can do. We are putting on so much pressure with just, like, crappy breakers and weird resources. And that's kind of fun. You know how to do it? Yeah, no big deal. It's RFG, and then you click the card. RFG stands for remove from game. If you're ever looking for all the commands you can do in Jinteki.net, you can dig them up in, it's a GitHub post. Just search like Jinteki.net commands, it'll come up. Let's see if they RFG it from, yeah, they probably figured it out. And they're going to remove this from game, which is good because they're playing preemptive action. If they're running all this like weird stuff, the Alliance HB stuff, and patch, maybe they can't afford Jackson, I don't know. Of course, no problem. We're also getting turning wheel tokens, which is kind of cool. Just because if we have enough money, like multi-accessing against this deck shouldn't be scary against Jinteki if you have enough money with Guru Devinder. I've only started to play this card, and it's honestly like not terrible as long as you have money. Which is like most cards in Netrunner. They can also have drawn again to get another click to play the hedge fund. Not sure if they needed to do that, but... And the only thing is if we get, like, no matter what when we run through this, if we take any damage, you have to pay 4. So I think it's probably cheaper in the long run just to put down all our breakers, which is also pretty hilarious. Gotta keep my cash up. Yes, you do. Oh, actually, Ice Carver helps with this ice. It doesn't help with much other ice. I think it does help with DNA Tracker. No, not really. No, it doesn't. And this one's also unique, so we can't really stack it. We could go check archives right now. Like what, we milled one card. We want to run to stop the subliminal because the subliminal turns on Jeeves. We could also faceplant this, but we just don't have keep those blackmails from hitting. They probably think that we're running blackmail, but the fact that we're running Oracle May and sitting resource makes you think that might not be the case. This is actually probably helpful for charging the remote. Let's run our guys. Let's see if they're playing shock. Let's see. What do we get? Ooh, advanceable traps. That's good. We're not running any hardware, so that's good to see. But they're definitely running advanceable traps that are playing Mushin. We want to get accesses on central servers. Let's just put this down so that we can start charging through the Cortex lock trivially once we install our paperclip. Remember, programs aren't unique. I don't think there are any unique programs. Actually, there probably are, right? I think equivocation may be unique, or misdirection, one of those. Celebrity Gift is coming out. They're going to show us, hopefully, their whole hand. Snare, Ronin, Lotus Field, Snare, Future Perfect. Alright. Good to know. Not scared about the Ronin, not scared about the Snare. They're going to make a double server thing. And if we didn't run, they would have got a subliminal and played that and got 2 extra clicks. Sort of. Kind of. And that's kind of an issue. So best case scenario, we run HQ and we hit the Snare, Ronin, Lotus Field. So we know this is a Lotus. Not a problem. With Bagat, like, running HQ is just as good as running R&D. In fact, maybe better, because we're not running, like, hard multi-axis. So I think just, like, preparing to go nuts on HQ, once we put this down, is actually really good. Oh, I guess we can always do this first. Drop 2. Useless card. We can now run, in theory. Now we won't have 4 credits. We'll start using our Fall Guys on snares. And we'll have to clear tags, so no, that's not great. 6 cards left in our deck. I'm not familiar enough with this deck to know what they are. Not entirely. As soon as they do anything weird too, by the way, like, we'll just pull up this Jeeves. Like, we can yell stop at any point. Green level clearance, that's another purple card to make this alliance better. If they play another operation, they get a 4th click. Not much they can do with it. Card and server. Could be a Ronin. Not really worried about that. Not really worried about that. I think we run HQ now. Run HQ. Oh, New Angel City Hall would actually be pretty sweet. Yeah, that'd be a fine card to get right now. So this does nothing. This we break for 1. The patched vanilla. Never thought I'd see that. This is no, it does nothing also against Corroder. Got the Ronin. Yeah, I might as well remove that from the game. But got fired too, which is cool. Ronin didn't matter, but it just makes HQ easier to run. Like, we can run again, still have enough money to clear the tag. Let's just play resource. Fall Guy's good too. That makes it easier to use our Guru Devinder. Sorry that these cards are getting really small. Ooh, actually we probably want Caddy. Because now all we can do is camp on Caddy. And that seems good. I'm not sure if we want to draw with this. Yeah, let's find our New Angel City Hall. Okay, that's fine too. We don't need this. And now every turn we can click Caddy, we can draw for 2. Actually no, eventually we're going to run out of cards, right? Like, you can't draw. Yeah, this will eventually overstay its welcome. So we know this is the Lotus Field. There's no trap, it really matters that it is, because we're just entirely set up with Guru Devinder. Oh, my face got too big. So I think we're actually probably okay to go there. They advance again. Oh, well, fuck. We could have used Jeeves. Oh, shit. Well, that's fine. Whatever. Prevent, yeah. Okay, yeah, so in theory... Oh, in theory... so in next time... I'll need a window to react because I can pull up the Jeeves. We weren't, like, paying attention, we were kind of talking, but as soon as they, like, advance, we can political operative the Jeeves and stop them from, like, quadruple advance it. I think we're still in a fine, like, board state that it really doesn't matter that much. Just because they still only need to score a 2-pointer with enough biotics, that could be an issue, so we're just going to hammer HQ. And then we'll have to pull up this as soon as they do anything, like, interesting. So let's just go HQ. Let's get those snares out. Green Brain Trust, which is fine for us. I didn't see that under the Mountain Resources. Fair enough. We can break this. We also installed the most expensive breaker. Whatever. Okay. Oh, I overpaid. That's fine. Oh. Bagat's gonna constantly fire, and if they're playing a combo deck, Bagat's really good. I've been enjoying Bagat a lot. Let's see if we pay 4 for that. Because we'll just, like, riposte by paying 4. Oh man, that's a huge mess. Trash Snare, remove it from the game. We definitely want to remove the tag. And I think we want to click enough money so that we can deal with Jeeves. And we can remove it from the game. Was I supposed to trace again? Nope. It's only for initiative and security agendas. Which, Jinteki has a lot. But this one is just a research agenda, which I don't think is a... I don't know if that subtype comes up a lot. Clicking for 2 credits is good. And then we can hit Caddy, but I'd rather have enough money to deal with Jeeves without trashing our friend's Fall Guy. So let's do that. We're also building these counters so we can eventually run R&D and see a bunch of it. I don't think we're going to need... probably it's better to keep the Scrubber than off-campus apartment, for what that's worth. So as soon as they start doing anything tricksy, we trash the Jeeves. I haven't thought fully through it whether there are any like interesting combos. Now we have to check every single card. Defensive upgrade. Oh boy. Okay. And advance, so we need to get in here. So maybe we shouldn't spend money last turn. I still think the best thing we can do, like click for 2 credits with this Oracle May. Resource. Yeah. We can play the DDoS, click for credit, and charge it. There's no chance there's a snare in the server, right? Unless it's the HB defense upgradable. But even then, we have 3 Fall Guys. Or 2 Fall Guys. So they could trash everything. What's the chance that's that HB upgrade? I'm not going to consider that. That's not reasonable. Right? Right? Click, let's put this down. Use this. Run the server. What can we not break for this, and then have enough money to deal with a Caprice or what have you. The thing is, if we deal with a Caprice, now we have to deal with this if we use our Paul up on the Caprice, and I think we have to. Show us something dumb. Show us a bad piece of ice. We really can't spend that much on this run. I'm really hoping we don't have to use the Paul up. Hopefully this is something like a Hokusai grid, which is going to be kind of annoying. Oh, wow. Corporate Troubleshooter. Which we don't have a chance to deal with. I think they just won the game. Dang. 1 influence, huh? And we can't react to this because it's an instant fire ability. We should probably run Councilman in this deck. Added 6 strength, so this is strength 10. Oh, that's good. 3. So instead of clicking for a credit, we shouldn't have clicked for a credit because then we could have actually gotten in here. Oh boy, we clicking for credit cost us the game, didn't it? So 3, it's a 10, so we have to boost this 3, 6, 9. We can't even boost this. Oh man, they have it. Oh, well done. Oh, wow, they got it. Let's see if they have it. It makes sense they do, right? They only advance, advance, advance. In theory, they could also Jeeves advance it once, so I think we do. No. Oh, wow, okay. Action. No. I don't think we take an action here. It's a card. Okay, cool. So we know the server is double Lotus, which costs us 6 to get through. That was scary. Because if that was a food, they couldn't have done it. They'd have to do advance, 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 Jeeves, advance, and that wouldn't have given enough. Wow, that was pretty scary. This breaks for 3. Instead, we can put DDoS down for 3. I don't think that's like particularly better. This is gonna be the last use of Oracle. Resource. Ah, next source. That's good. They also, by the way, know every card we have, just because we've been showing them everything. But I don't really think it matters. The inevitability here is kind of nuts. So let's run server 2 here. I'm pretty confident this is a Lotus Field. If it's something else, it could be bad. But they also, yeah, if they spend that, that's like not that big of a deal. So this breaking Lotus Field for 3 is not that bad. That's like Gordian Blade does, but I guess Gordian Blade would be better against stacked code gates than what we have going on here now. The source. Yes. So steal 3 for Future Perfect. We're going to get around it by hosting it. They probably said the source because they want us to remember that we can steal it. I think we have to take this off this turn. just so they can't rush again. And we only need one agenda to win. Oh, too many cards in hand. We definitely don't need this. We should have thrown that out a long time ago. Normally, if you don't play Film Critic, when you steal the source, this gets trashed, and you have to pay 3 credits, which makes that a lot harder to get into that server. Credit, 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 credit. No, all good. I like how they're pausing, actually. That's pretty good form. Just because we can pull up the Jeeves. Yeah, we shouldn't have let this one get through. Bummer. They don't have a lot of money now. I think running HQ is probably really good, and just like run HQ once, run archives, caddy, take a credit. Just like doing a really regimented thing like that is probably great. They could double biotic out and score an agenda out of hand, getting across the source, but 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 12 credits. So let's just put the pressure on. Break this for 1. Okay, we know there's a snare in here. What else is there? Nisei Mark 3? And that wins the game. We'll pay 3 for that. Good game. Oh man, thought you had it. I thought you... Ooh, rough. So they just threw that in. That was rough. But yeah, that was a 3-2 in a really bad spot, and we shouldn't have clicked for the credit. Thanks, you too. Like that, that aggressive secretary was actually not aggressive secretary. That corporate troubleshooter was pretty good. And for one influence, it's not great with there's Cipher in your meta, but if you're playing like really scary pieces of ice, things like Cortex Lock, I don't know how good that is generally. But yeah, if you just pay a couple credits to keep Lotus Field out, and Lotus Field can be pretty interesting because they can't reduce the strength. I guess it's also better with friends in high places, which likely we didn't see them play just yet, but that's cool. I wanted to see what's on the back of the card. Oh, they just left, so I can't really ask them, but they probably could do something cool there. Anyways, this is Hammer, what is it called, the Hammer Party, and quite the party over there. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. We have videos every weekday night, and Thursday at 8:45 Eastern, there's a live stream. Hope you drop by. Ciao.